Thank you for tuning in to the third edition of Riz Venerations. And today I just want to discuss briefly um, the need for us to be aware of the influence of Satan and how he is an enemy to mankind. And we need to always, keep this in the back of our mind that Satan is an enemy to all of us. We're all descendants of Adam and Eve. We all have one creator. This is one universe that we live in as far as, on planet Earth, our universe. And, it's going to be one day of judgment. And, we have to remember the basic principles that many of us share in common, whether it be Muslim, Christian, or Jew. Our basic things that we believe in, the Creator, Judgment Day, and these type of things. We have to keep this on the forefront. And we have to also remember that we're a people that are of faith and that we strive toward all that is good. And we're a humble people. For centuries, we have been able to live in peace and get along until, recent years. So we have to remember that Satan is an enemy to mankind altogether. And we have to always remember to treat each other well. No excuses. Treat each other well. Prepare for the day of judgment and be humble, and pray to our Creator and beg for love and understanding, and ask our Creator to bless us to be able to take care of each other. And that's what we're put here for. Take care of each other, look after each other, love each other, and try to serve our Creator and please our Creator, not ourselves. And so many times now, Satan has us just really trying to please ourselves and not really even think about the Creator. And that's what we always fall into error at, just, not really focusing on our Creator. So just a reminder I just wanted to speak about is just remember that Satan is an enemy to mankind in general, period, all of us. He is an open enemy. He hasn't kept it a secret. He's an enemy to all of us. So regardless of your race, you can be African American, you can be Caucasian, you can be Mexican, and whatever God created you as, we all have to remember that mankind is one. And we have to, and there's no difference between any of us except for in our righteous character. The best of us are those who are the most righteous, have the most fear of our Creator, the most, what we would say, some people say taqwa, or God consciousness, or consciousness of the Creator, consciousness of His presence. Then it's a wonderful thing to have that type of consciousness, to fear our Lord unseen, as if we could see Him. So we have to remember to treat each other well, prepare for the day of judgment, and not just the day of judgment. Prepare for the moment when we no longer have the ability to do good, which is when we're in the grave. We rely on family members and foundations and stuff to do good in our name. So while we're alive, we want to always remember to do good, to compete in goodness, to motivate each other to do good things, and be kind to each other, develop each other. Want for your brother what you want for yourself. And don't be small-minded. Satan thrives off of us being ignorant and small-minded. And I say this, think of how petty and ridiculous it is to focus on something as simple as pigmentation or the lack of pigmentation. And you'd be surprised, we forget that we're made of mud and clay. We're made of earth. And we, have to be very careful not to worship the earth. And we have to be very careful, we have to don't let Satan convince us that we're greater than what we actually are. And I mean, when I say it that way, I mean, we don't want to be a person that walks around this not being humble. We don't want to be a person that walks around and think we're better than other people. We don't want to be a person that takes away other people's human rights. We don't want to be a person that walks around and in arrogance and not yield to what's fair and what's just because a person may be a woman, be a man, or be lesbian, or be gay, or be Muslim or Jew or Christian, or whatever you can think of. We want to always acknowledge that all of us, all humanity, is God's property. We're the property of our Creator. And it is our Creator's responsibility, if you will, to deal with us. We're not to deal with each other in a manner as if we created each other responsible. We put the life in each other, if you will, or we're going to be raised up to each other on the day of judgment instead of to our Creator. And so, I just want to say that, just to remind everybody, just be cognizant of the fact that Satan is an enemy to all of us, and mankind, humanity is one. I don't care how much fighting we get down here and acting a fool. We're one. We're descendants of Adam and Eve, and we have to remember that we are our brother's keeper. Even if you don't want to be your brother's keeper, you are your brother's keeper. And you say, well, how am I my brother's keeper? I'm not your friend or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you something. When Adam and Eve got in trouble, all humanity got in trouble. When they got kicked out the garden, ain't you down here on earth too? So that's just a reminder that you are your brother's keeper, whether you want to be or not. So on that note, thanks for tuning in, and have a good evening.